Hello, I'm Ronnie and welcome to my channel. Today's video is about having apple pie filling ready to go in your freezer for when you need a quick dessert. I'm going to put together my simple apple pie, and it starts with a 1/4 cup of flour, a 1/3 of a cup of sugar, a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, and a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, and about 1/8 teaspoon of salt. And you put this together. This little pre-prep is, you want this ready to go when you're cutting up your apples, because when you're doing this method, it's better to work quickly. If your apples become too broken down before you freeze them, then when you take them out of the freezer to make your pie, it can make your pie a little too juicy. So this little pre-prep is a good thing to have done. And then you're just going to cut up any kind of apples that you like for your pie. For this one, I have Honeycrisp. We picked Macintosh, and there's a new apple we picked from the orchard the other day. They don't have a name for it yet, but my daughter wants to call it Isaac Newton's. So that's what we're using. We're using Macintosh, Honeycrisp, and Isaac Newton's. And this is why we pre-prepped the dry ingredients. I like to put them on each apple as I get them sliced, just to start making things just a little bit juicy before they're frozen. You want them a little bit broken down. So once you get all your apples cut up, mix them really good with your sugar and flour mixture. As you can see here, it's not too juicy, it's just starting to break them down, which is perfect. People say you can't do this, it doesn't work. If you work quickly and get it in the freezer before they're too broken down, it works just fine. I do it every year. I just put the apples in a gallon freezer bag. I put the date, and you can keep this. I think I've kept this for up to 3 months and had my pies be fine. The crust will be up to you. If you want to buy a crust and throw it in there, buy a crust and throw it in there. Make crust if you have the time. Usually if I'm doing this, it means it's going to be for last minute. I'm not going to have the time to do that, so oftentimes I'll just buy a crust and throw it in. Just squeeze out all the air, and I freeze it flat. So now I have 2 in my freezer right now, which is great. I label what it is and date it, and I am all set to go.